Thank the Lord we living it. A springboard we giving it. RKL experience. New money we touching. New goals we crushing. RKL experience. Thank the Lord we living it. A springboard we giving it. RKL experience. New money we touching. New goals we crushing. A new vibe go crusher. The topic discusser.
Welcome to the RKL experience.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the RKL experience. We are here in season 2. First off, Happy New Year to everyone. It's been a long 2022, and I am super excited. I'm super humble and super grateful for what 2023 has in store for us all. Now, if you are brand new to this platform, welcome. If you are returning, I just want to say thank you, because it's you who made and is making the RKL experience everything that it is. We have a super dope show for you today. I said, Ryan, new year, new season. What can we hit everybody with? What is something that people need to hear? And there was only one person that I had in mind. Now, before I introduce this individual, I just want to say a couple of things. 2023 is going to be your year. I'm going to say that again. 2023 is going to be your year. And with the RKL experience, with us being a platform of showcasing things that we might not have thought of before, or introducing new topics, new subjects, this gentleman that I'm about to introduce fit the mold to a T. Now, he's not just a father. He's not just a husband. He does both of those extremely well. He's a mentor. He has a business mind like none other. And he's also an entrepreneur. But not just an entrepreneur in the sense that I'm going to work for myself and do right for me. He's an entrepreneur in the sense that I'm going to make sure that anybody that's willing to utilize what I have can do the same thing that I have. Without further ado, I want to bring to the RKL experience my brother, Jay Dinkins, a.k.a. Hey, Mr. Affiliate. Welcome to the show, my brother.
Hey, what's up, bro? How's it going?
Everything is good, man. Everything is good. Let's start it off
That's how we starting?
Yeah, we starting it off with a Happy New Year toast.
You know I have to do that, the dry red.
I see.
That's how you do it. Dry
I
red
see.
right here. Uh-huh.
Let's get it.
Yes, sir.
But let's get to it real quick. And for those who have not seen your huge presence on social media, you know, every time I click on my page, you have up a new video, a new reel. You're adding content, and you're adding value. So can you just give a introduction of who Jay Dinkins is?
Absolutely. First, I want to say I appreciate you. Thank you for having me on this platform. Always love to come up, show love to people, and you know, you allowing me on here allows people to know who I am. So I definitely appreciate that. For those who have absolutely no idea who I am, my name is Jay Dinkins, but y'all can call me Jay Dinkins, also known as Hey Mr. Affiliate. And man, I'm a guy who grew up in the Bronx, and you know, I was the person that I grew up in a rough neighborhood. I did, you know, everything right to get out of that situation. Went to school, got that college degree, and ended up working 2 jobs, and found myself in a place where every single month I had more month left than money. You know what I'm talking about? Like every month, like by the 15th, I done ran out of money, but I had about 15 days left, and I just wanted to do something else. And you know, eventually it led me to entrepreneurship. You know, meeting the right people, getting around the right information, and you know, that, and I don't know how deep you want me to go into this, but that led me to who I am today. You know, just being in a space where I felt like I was the person that did everything that I was supposed to do, and it wasn't that plan wasn't working. So I had to figure something else out, and that's how I just stumbled on this journey of, you know, entrepreneurship and doing all the things that I'm doing today.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Now, before we get into exactly what you're doing, because this man right here, he has a list, a laundry list of value. But I want to tap back into mindset. I think for the past 2, 3 years, we've been hearing a lot about mindset, whether it's getting into a new job or business. I always hear about mindset. What mindset did you have to become and get into to get to where you are today?
I mean, mindset is real big, especially coming from where I come from, or the environment that I came from. A lot of times we get in this environment, or because we're in a certain environment, we adapt to everything that's happening in that area. So we do things that other people are doing. So it's hard to be in a situation where you're around violence, where you're around, all the things that's happening. I don't have to go into what happens in neighborhoods like I lived in, but when you're in that environment, it's easy to be trapped in it. So to be the one person that's like thinking, nah, I want to do something opposite while you're in that situation is really tough. So having a different mindset is really challenging. But for me, I had to be the person that was willing to not just like succumb to that. I had to be the person that was willing to be outside the box. And that's hard because then people start looking at you like you acting different, you acting funny, you think you're better than us. Or sometimes they don't want you to get out that situation. Some
Yeah.
people, that's what they say is like hate. But yeah, man, I had to really transition my mind. I had to take a season of my life where I spent more time with information than I did with people. Right. So I stopped hanging around a lot of the people that couldn't help me go where I was willing to go. And I started to get myself around certain information. And when I started to, watch certain things and see certain things, and my mind started to expand, like once your mind expands, it can't retract. Like it can't retract to what you used to have. You know what I mean? So I started seeing things, and I started seeing a bigger picture of life. I started seeing a life that I should live, and a life that I could have for my family. And once I saw that and I was exposed to it, I was like, you know what, I have to do whatever it is I need to do to get that type of life. And that's where, for me, I think the big separation was I started surrounding myself with people who outthink me. Right, I started to get around people who could
big.
see things that I couldn't see, and that's when I started to really grow and I started to really expand.
That's big. That's big. Now you mentioned information. You mentioned information. So on this journey, because I can imagine starting a journey like this, from your situation where you came from is something new. It's like, a deer in headlights, what to do next. Were there any mentors or any people that specifically that you watched and followed, or any books that you read? Um, just to get you m- more convinced that this is something for you. What any books, specific books or mentors that you had along this journey?
Yes.
Okay.
A lot of books, a lot of people. I don't know where you want me to start, but I'll start with books, and I'll start with books, and I'll talk about some books. I'll talk about some things that anybody can do, like YouTube University, and I'll talk about some people, and I'll make it fast. But don't worry about it, Ryan, because I talk a little fast, so I need everybody to listen a little faster, right? But in any case,
You good? You good?
when it comes to books, I think one of the first books that I highly suggest that people read is Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. Right, it helps you change your mindset about money. Right, and it's really good. Like if you want to be a wealthy person, you need to think like a wealthy person. So Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, I highly suggest that book. Also, Think and Grow Rich. What I
Yeah.
love about Think and Grow Rich is every person that I come across that is super successful, millionaires, multimillionaires, high level leaders, high level mentors, every single person that I spoke to, the one book that they have in common is Think and Grow Rich.
Wow.
And I learned that if you want to be successful, you need to find someone successful at what you want to do and do what they did. So if all the millionaires I know, they read this book, guess what book I'm gonna read? That book, right? So those are two books that I'll give you. I would just start there. Many other books that you can go into. I would say what to say when you talk to yourself. I think that's really important for people because sometimes we put things into the universe, or we say negative things about ourselves, and it takes the same amount of energy to say something negative as it does to say something positive, right? So when you learn how to speak to yourself, that could also help you transition your life a lot faster.
Okay.
So those are some books. that really did me justice. Now, YouTube, I'm gonna give you guys a name, Les Brown, right? And I learned this years ago when I started in network marketing. I was actually at a live event, and a gentleman by the name of Les Brown was speaking. I learned later that he gets paid like $70,000 an hour just to talk. Like if he spit on you by mistake, it's gonna cost you 5,000, right? But I learned about Les Brown, and when I was at this conference, like in person, watching him speak, and he said, "I want you guys to look up one of my talks, and it's called." It's Not Over Until I Win. So Les Brown, It's Not Over Until I Win. And he said, I want you to listen to this 90 days in a row. Now, in the building, there was definitely over 1,000 people in the building. I always wonder how many people actually listen to it 90 days in a row. But I was definitely one of them.
Okay.
I listened to this thing 90 days in a row, and I'm telling you, for the person, that's really looking to transition in life, or you're thinking about becoming an entrepreneur, you just want to go up, right? I would highly suggest to watch that YouTube video. It's about 32 minutes, and watch it 90 days in a row, and you won't understand why you need to watch it 90 days in a row until you watch it, right? Another thing I would suggest, if you guys are on YouTube, is Steve Harvey Jump.
Yeah.
Right. So
Definitely.
quick, about 6 minutes, right, after the show. So these are certain things that just help me start to transition. You're gonna hear me say that word a lot, transition. When it comes to people, man, there was a lot of people who played parts of my life, and the thing is, you start to have mentors for different areas of your life and different stages of your life. And there was many different stages of my life that helped me get to where I am. And one of my my first mentors, actually, Johnny Wimbrey. Right. So Johnny Wimbrey is really a person that he like just he actually has a book called The Millionaire Mindset, right?
Yes.
And he's just been my mentor from when I started in network marketing, and it was my first journey, as an entrepreneur, and I was just learning a lot about myself, learning about business, learning about leadership, and learning about growing and just being a good person. And I think he was the first major impact in my life as far as a mentor outside of people that I did know already.
Okay.
From Johnny and going to, and there was a bunch of people within network marketing that really added a lot of value to my life in different areas and different stages. But when it comes to network marketing, he definitely was a major influence in my life. And then outside of network marketing, I started to meet different people. And of late, I would say of the last like 2.5 years, there's been a bunch of people that's really been able to add a lot of value to my life. One of those first persons is Him 500, right? So people probably see him on Instagram. I was at an event and I got to watch him and a few other people speak, and he was one of those persons that really spoke to me. He was talking about financial literacy, talking about credit, and I was like, man, I really, he just made me want to go and push. So I ended up actually becoming a part of his mentorship program, and that got me off to a good start, which actually led me over to another gentleman by the name of Nehemiah Davis. So he's on Instagram too. Another gentleman that really started to pour into me about passive income and having digital products. And then, as of recent, one of my good friends, Dion, aka Mr. Phenomenal Power, he has credit, but he's just an overall good person, a good person that I could call a good friend and a mentor. And then, of afar, so these are people that I know that I actually like became a part of their programs. But then of afar, I have a good friend. His name is Rashad Bilal.
Okay.
He has a lot of
Is that
things going on.
EYL?
Yeah, Earn Your Leisure, right?
Yep.
So they got the podcast, and me and him, we played basketball together. So
Okay.
in college, and then just to watch him and what they're doing, and just the platform that they're creating to help people, grow, just all around
Wow.
growth is just incredible. So I say that, and then people, mentors that don't even know that they're my mentors, is somebody like Myron Golden. Right?
Okay.
I literally watch everything. If you guys get a chance, just search him. His name is Myron Golden. So there's some people that I study from afar until I actually, join their program. So I have goals to get around people, to get around certain people, to be mentored by certain people, because I know, every time I get around these people, they help me hit higher levels in my life. Right? They help me tap into a thinking that I don't even know yet. So those are some major people, some good books to start with, and some good things that you can search on YouTube.
Wow. You did mention network marketing. I know what network marketing is, but for those who do not, can you explain, or was network marketing a stepping stone for where you are now? I know network marketing, you have to get out of your shell to, talk to people, to meet people, to go out and was that like a stepping stone, like an intro to everything that you have going on now?
Yeah. The reason I'm having the success that I'm having today is due to network marketing. Network marketing was my first stage of literally starting this transition process. When I got introduced to network marketing, it was in 2020, it was in 2013. And this was a time where people would say things like, "Oh, network marketing, those are pyramid schemes, those are
Yep.
scams." And there was a
Yep.
lot of like negative talk about it.
Yep.
And I remember being in the living room, somebody had invited me. I know some of y'all know what this means, right? Like they invite you, you think you're going to a gathering, but you show up, there's somebody in front of the room about to show you a presentation, you pissed off, right? I remember sitting there, I got my arms crossed, my legs is crossed, my eyes is crossed, everything is crossed because I don't want to be there. But I'm watching this gentleman speak, and you got to understand the timing of my life. At that time, this is a time where I had already worked a job for like 7 years. I had already had a degree. I was still broke. I was still living check to check.
Yeah.
And while everybody's saying pyramid scheme, scam, I'm looking at this guy saying, man, I need this. And I said, man, whatever it is that you showing me, if it's true, then I'm going to do this thing. And when I got into network marketing, I learned so much, man. I learned about personal development. This is where, when I can tell you about these different books, I can tell you about the different people to search. Like I started to really, step away from listening to a lot of music and watching a lot of TV and going to a lot of parties. And I started to really invest in myself. I started reading books, listening to audios, going to conferences. Like I started to really engage, and that was all due to network marketing. Right? I learned about people. I learned how to understand people because when you're doing network marketing, you're dealing with a lot of people. You got to learn about communication. You got to learn about understanding other people. You got to learn how to think from other people's perspective. You get what I'm saying? It's not all about what you say. It's about how a person receives things. So like I had to learn all this in network marketing. And as you start to grow to a level that I grew to, where I was literally leading thousands of people from different cities, different states, different countries, right? I have to learn like communication. I have to learn leadership skills. So all of the things that I learned in network marketing, it prepared me for where I am today. And I highly suggest, if you are a person that you seriously think at some point in my life, I want to be a full-time entrepreneur, I want to start my own business, the best place to start is through network marketing. It's a very low investment. It may cost you a few $100. I think the most I've ever paid to join a network marketing company is like $1,000, right? Some I paid $250, right? And this is where you're going to learn the skills that you need, and it's going to prepare you. It's going to teach you some of those challenges and obstacles that you have to face when becoming an entrepreneur. Like hearing no. It's one of the best things that could happen for you.
Priceless.
As entrepreneurs. So in network marketing, you're reaching out to people, you're trying to get them to see what you got going on, and you're gonna hear a lot of no's. So it actually helps you get mentally tough. Like one of the main reasons why people never achieve the goals that they want is because their emotions get attached. And their emotions are attached to no. So when you get involved with network marketing, you're hearing no so much. When you get into these other areas of business and entrepreneurship, you've heard no. Like my emotions is not attached. I'm just doing, I'm acting, I'm getting things done. I'm not worrying about, no, I'm not worried about failure. I've failed 1,000,000 times in network marketing.
Wow. And I'm glad you brought that up. So myself and Jay Dinkins, we actually met, in a network marketing company. And he might not know this, but I'm gonna share this real quick before we move on. I think we're either in Vegas or Mexico, because in our network marketing company, we travel.
Right.
We travel, nice places. So we're in one of these places and we're having a talk after one of our events. We're having a talk, and he's telling me, I'm just thinking about the podcast. I think I did 2 episodes and it was just audio. And he's like, bro, you got to shoot video. Bro, you people have to attach your face with your voice. You have to put video out with your podcast. And he's telling me why. And at the same time, we're walking through. And he's like, hey, can you just record me real quick? Record me. And I'm like, dang, I'm like his recorder. But I realized what he was doing. You attach your face to a product, you attach your face to a name, you attach your face to a brand so that your face is now synonymous with that brand. And this, I'm gonna get into something in a little while. But with that being said, I just wanted to give you a cheers for helping me step out of my shell and having season 2 have video now with the podcast. But with that being said, you have something that you coined the employee exit plan.
Yep.
The employee exit plan. And for all of our listeners and all of our supporters right now and those tuning in, can you just explain what your employee exit plan, what does that entail? What is that?
Okay, I mean, the employee exit plan honestly is exactly what it sounds like. It's an exit plan from a job. There are a lot of people like myself, and the reason I designed it was to answer my own questions. To be honest, I was the person that worked the job. While I worked the job, I would see people starting their own businesses.
Okay.
I would see people as full-time entrepreneurs. I would see people living the life that I wanted to live. But when I thought about owning a business, it seemed so out of reach, right? I thought that I would have to invest tens of thousands or maybe even hundreds of thousands of dollars, which I didn't have. I thought I would have to know everything about business, know about staffing, set up payroll. Like, I thought I would have to do all these things. And because of that, I never started. I never did anything. Even if there were some things that I came across that I thought that it's something that I would possibly like to do, because I didn't know where to start, I never started. So there are so many people who are working a job. They have a 9 to 5. They desire a better life. They desire a better lifestyle for their children. They desire to do better things for their family. They desire to do better things for themselves. They desire to be entrepreneurs. They desire to have their own businesses, but they never start because they don't know what to do and they don't know where to start. So I said, it took me years, like 20 years to figure it out. And I started to think to myself, I said, what if I could take all of the experience that I had, take all of the trials and tribulations that I had, and basically teach people a simple step-by-step system where they can literally go from employee to multiple passive income streams. And they can do it without having to own anything, because that's one of the biggest challenges. The biggest challenge is when they think about business, they think they have to own things. And I like to focus on businesses where you don't necessarily have to own something. This is why I like Airbnb, because you can actually have an Airbnb business, which I have 12 units, but I don't own any properties, right? So people would think, oh, I got to own a house. No, you don't. You could think about businesses like Turo, where you think, oh, I have to own a car. No, you can actually finance or lease a car and put it on a platform like Turo and make the make the car note or lease, whatever payment, pay that and then keep the profits. There's like trucking. You think about like trucking. You have the truck. You think, oh, I got to own a truck. No, you don't. You can actually do dispatching, and you can just actually book the loads for the trucks. So there's many businesses. If you're listening, there's many businesses out there that you can start, where you can become an entrepreneur, where you can make great income. I'm talking about you can make 6 figures, right? And you don't necessarily have to own something to have that business and become an entrepreneur. So that's where the whole employee exit plan came from. I wanted to basically create a platform where people can learn different ways to create passive income, so they can actually at some point decide to step away from their job if they choose to.
If they choose to. Now, you mentioned, and we're gonna get into this. Like I said, Jay Dinkins, Hey Mr. Affiliate, has many avenues of value. And one thing about me, and you touched on it earlier, if I see somebody doing something, and if I see somebody with a lifestyle that I desire, I have no problem asking them, hey, what are you doing? Or, hey, can you point me in the direction of where to go? And I did that with you. So you mentioned Airbnb.
Right.
I was one of those individuals who thought I needed to own property. Mind you, I'm renting right now. So I thought I would need to own, an apartment, and I just didn't know. I was ignorant to the information needed. So I actually jumped on a course that you had, and fast forward, I have my LLC. I have everything set to get started in my Airbnb journey. But can you just touch on it? I know you have courses. We're gonna get to all of that, but can you just touch on how, I don't know if basic is the word, but how simple it is to actually get into the, Airbnb rental space?
It's super simple. Listen, y'all, I believe that Airbnb is the perfect business where you can give part-time effort to, and it's going to give you full-time income. A lot of people, they don't start because they think it's a lot harder than it is, but it's very simple. Everybody type simple, right? Everybody look at you watching this, type simple.
Type simple in the
Type
chat.
simple in the chat, baby, because it's gonna be simple. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna break something down here. I'm gonna keep it really quick, but I need you guys to pay attention. I need you to show up right now. I need you to show up for you because I'm gonna give you some information. I'm not the person that like to hold things back, so I'm gonna tell you something that if you go and you implement it, like you can literally take this information and go and start your process, right? So with Airbnb, it's a very simple process. I use something called rental arbitrage, where basically I actually contact buildings and I actually speak to the property managers and I get permission to actually run my business in their building. All right. There's a lot of people out there where they're going and they're just, applying for an apartment, like, like a regular resident, and then they put it on Airbnb. But what happens 2 months later? The building finds out. Now they broke the lease, and now they're telling them to take it down off of Airbnb. They got all this furniture. They got to figure out what to do. And then now they're discouraged. They don't even want to do it anymore because they didn't do it the right way. And the bigger problem with that is there's so many people that are doing it the wrong way. You're messing up for people that's doing it the right way. So the right way is to actually communicate with the property managers and let them know, hey, this is what I'm looking to do. So what I do is I reach out to these property managers. I give them a script and I let them know, listen, I have a business. I tell them the name of my business. I tell them the type of clients that I have. I say, my clients are business professionals. I tell them how long my clients plan to stay, which is like anywhere from 2 to 5 nights at a time, because I want them to know that these are short-term stays. And I let them know that their building came highly recommended. And then I just asked them, I said, listen, do you guys have any units available at this time? So I'm being upfront with them. So now they know what I'm doing, and this makes a big difference, because when I actually get these units, the crazy thing is a lot of times these property managers, they help me. Like when I order furniture and it goes like in front of the door, they'll call me like, hey, you got some furniture. Do you want me to have the staff put it in?
Dope.
Hey, you have a
Dope.
Yo, let me tell you this real quick, right? And this is the big difference. That's why I said you gotta listen, y'all. I feel like I'm gonna go in.
Nah, you got it. Let's go. RKL experience. Let's go. Let's get
listen, like you gotta really watch. There's a lot of gurus out there. Like, oh, I'm the Airbnb guru. I'm the this guru. I'm the mentorship guru. But you got to inspect what you expect. Like you got to really inspect these people that you're gonna invest in. They got to really know, what they're talking about. So when it comes to this business, when it comes to Airbnb, you have to make sure that when you are talking to these property managers, that when you're going into this business, that you are getting permission, because you do not want to do it without it, because then once again, you're not running a real business. Like I said, for me, my property managers, they help me out. I was thinking about a situation the other day where in one of my Texas units, it was something wrong with the air. And the guest contacted me.
One of my Texas units. One of them.
Yeah, I got 4 in that building I'm talking about. So one of the units, it was something with the air, and they reached out to me. I contacted the emergency maintenance team. It was a piece that they needed to have ordered, and it wasn't going to be fixed, and the guests were going to be there for a few days. But because of the property manager, they knew what I was doing. I was able to reach out to the property manager, and she offered that my guests could actually stay in one of the model units. Right. And, what if I was running a business where, they didn't know what I was doing?
Shaky business.
And now my guests would have been in there. They would have had problem with the air. I couldn't contact the property manager. I couldn't help. So it was a lose-lose. But because the property manager knew what I was doing, I was able to resolve that situation. Right. So it's really important. So the first step is just contacting the building and letting them know what you're going to do. The next step that you need to do is you want to, definitely, you're going to apply for the unit, and you can use your personal information or you can use your business. I highly suggest that if you start, you definitely want to go get an LLC or a corporation, get a professional business, get a business email, get a business email, get a business address, right? A virtual address. You can go to like ipostal1.com, get you a virtual address, get you a business bank account, because you want to appear like a business, not as a person. All right. You think they're going to do business with you or Lil Juicy at gmail.com, right? They want to do business with a
Juicy. Juicy.
Right? Right? It's like liljuicy@gmail.com or, luxury stays, LLC or info@luxurystays.com. You get what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Like, so it's the parent. So you want to have a professional business, because if I go as a person and somebody else applies for the same unit as a business, they're going to go with the person that's doing it as a business. Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Hopefully that makes sense, right? And then the last thing you want to do is you just want to furnish it. You want to furnish it and furnish it in a way where people want to stay there. You got to realize that if you have an Airbnb, there's more people in your building that have an Airbnb, probably on your floor, probably even right next door. So you got to ask yourself, like, why would they pick my unit over somebody else's? It's because of the way the unit is furnished. So I always want my unit to be Instagrammable. I want that Instagram effect. You know how you go on vacation and you go inside the hotel room or you go inside the Airbnb and you tell everybody, wait, everybody go back out, take your luggage back out, and then you record, you opening the door, and you're like, oh, this is my house for the weekend. I need that effect. Right? So I want to make sure that I'm furnishing the right way. And then, so that's really the main three things. The last thing is just automating your business. I don't like to spend a lot of time on my business. I don't start a business to have another job. So I automate it so everything just happens automatically. The only thing I literally do with my Airbnb business is I give them their codes and then I answer questions. But everything else happens automatically from the time they book to the time they check out.
Listen here. The play. We're giving you the play right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's 2023. We hear a lot about what we want, resolutions, what we desire, but there's never like a blueprint on how to. I wanted to start the year off. I wanted to start the season off with the play. And I got, hey, Mr. Affiliate, giving us the play. Now, I know Airbnb is big with you. And I went to one of your courses and I actually signed up and I'm well off and I'm set. But you also have this idea called affiliate marketing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I had to pause because I never knew what affiliate marketing was before we had some of those talks. I said we traveled and we did things and, we'd be out after the event, at the buffet, some wine, whatever. And he said, bro, you got to get into affiliate marketing. Now, I know what the word affiliate means. I know what marketing means because we were in a network marketing company together. But can you just touch on exactly what affiliate marketing, I know you have digital marketing as well, and how like a normal person like myself could get into it and the benefits of those two?
You talking about the play, and you just literally laid the play out. I'm just letting you, because you keep saying the play, and then we said I'm gonna give them the play too, and I want to tell y'all how I'm gonna give you the play before I give it to you.
Let's get the play right now.
So we talked about Airbnb. Then you just said, hey, you told me about affiliate marketing. Then you said you talked about digital marketing. That's literally the play. I show people how to create 3 incomes going through one process, right? So, a lot of times when you go and you take these courses or even when you start a business, you don't even have to take a course. You think about just making money one way. But I say, why not multiply? It's 2023. Like, this is the year that you multiply. And you have to know that this is the year that you're going to multiply. Matter of fact, everybody type multiple in the chat, right? Type multiple in the chat because this is the year. You guys got to not be comfortable with just doing addition in your life. You see, most time when you are doing something, maybe you're working a job and you think, well, I need to make more money. What do? You go get more hours. Or you'll get another job, right? And then we start to find
overtime,
out,
right?
More hours.
Yeah, more hours, yeah.
or another job, and then you find out that 2 jobs is for 2 people, right? It doesn't work. But now you got to realize that, listen, it's time to multiply. Like, everything that you touch in 2023 is going to multiply. And I'm going to give you a start, right? I'm going to tell you what affiliate marketing is in a second. We already talked on Airbnb. Right, so let's talk on affiliate. Let me tell you what affiliate marketing is, so you know. I didn't know what affiliate marketing was myself. I found out by mistake. Okay, so and I'm gonna give you a brief story. So in 2020, when the pandemic hit, in my neighborhood, I live right where the boats are. Right.
Okay.
So me and my friends would chip in, and we would rent these boats out. But it was the pandemic. There was no restaurants open. There was no movie theaters open. There was no bars, no clubs. There was like literally nothing open.
Yeah.
So when people see us on a boat having fun on Instagram, they're like, "Yo, how can we do that?" Right. And so I just posted because me and my friends were having fun. And then I would get all these people sending me DMs like, yo, what's up with the boats? What's up with the boats? And I'm like, I'm going to the boat guy like, listen, let me ask you something. If I got a bunch of people that want to rent the boats, can we work something out with the price where I can get paid something? And then he was like, yeah, I'll give it to you for a certain price, and then you can charge your people whatever you want. So I came up with this idea, and I said, all right, cool. You know, let's say the boat was like $1,500 for 4 hours. I'm like, hey,
By the way, I rented one of his boats. What was it? 2 years ago, we had that yacht party.
Oh, I don't even remember.
The yacht party.
So many boats.
3 years ago, 2 years ago.
Yes. That was COVID took away a lot of that time. It was probably like 4 years ago, bro.
Crazy,
like 2 to 4 years ago.
Crazy boat party. But anyway, it just brought me back.
So I asked the guy, and I'll ask the boat owners. Let's say you had a boat that was like $1,500. He said, "Well, I'll give it to you for $1,100." So I know, right? If they went to the boat guy, they would pay $1,500. So now I still charge the same $1,500. So whether they come to me or they go to the boat guy, because some people think they slick. Once you do it the first time, they try to go straight to the boat guy, that they're gonna get some kind of deal. Well, let's cut the middleman out. You're gonna get the same price.
Exactly.
Right. But the whole point is now I charge $1,500, but now I'm making $400 off for everyone. Everyone who booked, they're still paying the same $1,500. Gotcha. I'm just connecting. So I'm just the person in the middle. I'm literally the middleman. When I did that, I thought I discovered something. I said, this business is not around. Like, nobody's doing this. I said, I don't even know what to call it. So I started to call it middleman. And in fact, I created a company called Middleman Marketing. I'm like, this is genius. Nobody's doing this stuff, right? So I ended up doing that with the boats. Then, fast forward, I take the Airbnb course. I'm having success with Airbnb. I'm doing the boats. Like, it's a great time in my life. During the pandemic, I'm getting to it, right? And then I started having success in Airbnb. I'm posting online. People started asking me the same thing. I'm like, yo, what's up? Tell me about the Airbnb. I would say, oh, I took my boys' course. Oh, I took my boys' course. Simple, right? Stuff that everybody does it. If you at a restaurant and you post a picture, somebody say, oh, what restaurant is that? You say, oh, this restaurant. If you're on vacation and somebody say, oh, what resort is that? You just tell them. That's what we naturally do.
Naturally.
Right? Yeah. So the gentleman whose course I took, he said one day, he said, yo, why don't you become an affiliate? And I said, what's that? He said, well, basically, I'm going to give you a link. It's going to lead right to my same exact site. But every time somebody purchases that you refer, you're going to automatically get paid. I said, hold on now. You need to tell me you're going to pay me to do something I'm going to do for free anyway.
Wow.
And that's all it is. So affiliate marketing, or you being an affiliate, is you being a professional middleman. Now you're getting paid to refer your network to a person who has a product.
Wow.
So for me, I have mentorship programs, I have courses, I have all these things going on, right? Now you, as the middleman, you may have took my program and you may see the value in it. You may say, like, man, this is a dope program, or I learned this, or I learned that, whatever it is. So you know the value that's inside of it, and your friends are asking you about it. So now every time you refer your friends to me and they actually make a purchase, you get paid. The great thing for me is that if it wasn't for that person, those other people, their friends would never know about me. Right? If it wasn't for the middleman or the affiliate, their friends would never know about my product.
So
they only know
is needed.
Right. So I win because I would have never made that money. Yeah. So they deserve to make some money. The benefit on the affiliate is that they don't have to create the program. They don't have to record. They don't have to be an expert in the industry. All they have to do is say, yeah, I did that.
Yeah.
He showed me how to do it. All they're doing is pointing the finger, and now they're making money. And why this is great, because there's so many people that want to do business, but they don't have money to go and start a business. So now with affiliate marketing, you can literally make money off of other people's products. There are people who literally make their whole lifestyle, their whole business is affiliate marketing. All they do is share other people's products that they get value from. So that's affiliate marketing. Now I'm gonna give this to y'all real quick.
The play.
Because I feel like I feel like we can go on for a long time.
Sit up. The play.
I don't even know how long we got, but I'm gonna give this to y'all.
I'm looking at every camera. The play. the play.
I'm gonna make this real quick, y'all.
Go ahead, bro.
So here's the thing, right? The first thing you want to do is you want to start a business, and you want to find a business where you don't have to necessarily own something to be in that business. That's why I like Airbnb, right? Okay. I don't have to own a property to list and make money on Airbnb, right? So let's say if you started an Airbnb business, you start the Airbnb business. When you're doing it, you're going to start creating some success. In fact, I want you to understand that successful people, they know that they're going to have success. Successful people must have success. They don't try to have success. They don't think that they're going to have success. They don't hope that they're going to have success. They know that they're going to have success. So if you know that you're going to have success, you also know that people are going to ask you, how did you get that success? So if you know that people are going to ask you, why don't you prepare? All you have to do is document your process, because you say, listen, one day somebody's going to say, how did you do it? So now, as I'm going through my Airbnb process, as I'm going through my Turo process, as I'm going through my credit process, as I'm going through my trucking process, whatever that business is for you, I'm saying Airbnb because that's what I chose. So as I'm going through the Airbnb process, all I'm doing is document. What did I do first? Well, I did this. I went and got my LLC. Well, what did you do next? Well, I located profitable properties. Well, how did you do that? I just write the steps down. Okay, cool. What did you do next? Well, I contacted properties. Well, what did you say to them? Well, I said this. Well, what did you do next? Well, I furnished my properties. Well, what sites did you use? How did you furnish? Oh, I did this. What did you do next? Well, I listed it on Airbnb. How'd you do that? Just write. All I'm doing is writing it down. I'm just documenting my process, right? Now that I documented my process, I know that like I'm preparing for later on. So while I'm documenting my process, I'm actually going through it too. So I'm actually like, I might have one Airbnb. I'm actually, starting to get some success. Maybe I'll go and get another Airbnb.
So you're following your own blueprint,
right? So
as you're documenting.
Exactly. I'm doing it and I'm just documenting it. I'm doing it. I'm documenting it. But in that process, people are going to ask me, "Yo, how you doing that?" Now I don't have a course. I don't have a mentorship at this time. I'm just doing it. I got 1 unit. I got 2 units. So guess what? I use affiliate marketing in the meantime. When they ask me, I just say, hey, I took his course. I become an affiliate of that person's course or that person's mentorship. So now I'm making money with my 1 or 2 Airbnbs, and I'm also making money through affiliate marketing. So I'm getting paid 2 ways, but it's still one process.
Yeah.
So now I keep going. I go from 2 units to 3 units. I go from making, an extra $5,000 a month to making an extra $7,000 a month to making an extra $10,000 a month. And I start to get more experience, right? And I start to develop more, and I start to get the repetitions right, and I start to learn about this business. Now it's like second nature. I know how to do this business.
Clockwork, yeah.
But guess what? People are going to continue to say, how do you do that? So now I can go from saying I took his course to say, hey, take my course. And how do I create the course? It's simple. I wrote down all the process. Here's what I want you to do real quick. I documented my process. I have it written out. I just downloaded an app called Canva. I take each step and I put it on Canva. Canva has all these presentations already created, right? All you gotta do is take their words off, put your words on. Take their pictures down, put your pictures up. You just take that and you put it up. Then I want you to use something called Zoom, which we all used during the pandemic. I want you to go on Zoom. I want you to pull up Canva. I want you to press play. Don't invite nobody on it. And then I want you to press play and I want you to explain every slide. Just explain. I want you to understand, you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be a professional speaker. You can mess up. People want to know real people. They want to know, what did you really do, right? They don't need the person who's perfect. They need the person who did it.
Yeah.
They just want to know, like this is a real person and they was able to do it, so I can do it. So now all you do is you put it up on Zoom, you got your Canva up there, and you record and you just explain every slide. At the end, you press stop. You take that and you put it on a platform like ClickFunnels, like Gumroad, like Katra. You put it on a platform, right? It's a video. Let's say the video is an hour. You put a price, whatever you want to charge. Let's say you charge $4.99. And now when people actually say, yes, I have my course, and you send them there. Now you're getting money from Airbnb with your own units. You still have some affiliate marketing of money coming in from the people that you referred. And then now you have your own product and you're making money off your own digital products. But guess what? It's all in the same exact process. It was all related to Airbnb. I'm getting paid 3 different ways, but I'm doing one thing.
Now listen, Mr. Affiliate. Hey,
I hope they pick that up.
Mr. Affiliate. Hey, notice how I put it backwards. Take a sip real quick. The play that we're giving right now, it's almost, and I asked the question to begin. I said, hey, is Airbnb, is it easy? Is it simple? The way you just broke it down, for somebody like myself that was in the 9-to-5 world, I thought, just like your story, I thought this was it. Go to school, get a good job. I was a teacher and working this and then still working paycheck to paycheck. And now having kids, not being satisfied financially. My time, I was working hours and, but here's what I want to hear from you. Now that you're in this, entrepreneurial field, running businesses and working for self, what would you say is your greatest benefit? Like, out of all, I know your money good. Listen, y'all not in the studio with us, but he dripped from head to toe. His jacket over there, drippy. My bro drippy wherever he go. But I want to know, what is your greatest benefit of being able to just like create your own schedule and go as you please and have a business run at what's your greatest benefit with this lifestyle?
Cool. It's perfect. The best way I can answer that is in a short story, and I know you guys you'll understand this, right? This is about a year, like a little over a year ago. Where I live, there's like a nice little waterfall, and there's a park right next to it. And I remember sitting on. It's like almost like a little. It's like a circle outside of the waterfall, right? And I'm sitting on the edge of that circle, and they have these chairs in my neighborhood where people can sit on. Really nice neighborhood. And I pull up the chair, and I got my feet on top of the chair. You know what I'm saying? I got my feet up on the chair. The playground is to the right. My kids is over there playing, and I'm sitting there, and I'm on my phone. And I hear this ding. And I go, all right, cool. I look at it, and I just made a little over $700. Right? Somebody booked the Airbnb, and it said you would earn $700 and a few dollars, like $740, something like that. The beauty was, I look up, foot on the blue chair. My kids is playing, and I'm like, this is what life's supposed to be like. I literally am making money, and I have time to enjoy it at the park, watching my kids. And for me, that's freedom. You know, being able to sit there, watch my kids, and actually be there. You know, I remember, I'm the dad that was a part of the parent committee at school and being at these different things for the kids. But there's a lot of parents that couldn't be there because they had to go to work. They couldn't take off. They couldn't do things with their kids. They can't go to the park. They can't go to all their kids' sporting events. They can't, go to all the celebrations. But we don't have that problem. And for me, that's the biggest benefit. The biggest benefit is being able to choose how you spend your time, with who you spend your time, how long you want to spend time doing whatever it is that you want to do. And for me, my greatest gift is being able to sit in a freaking park and watch my kids enjoy their life and at the same time make money without having to do anything.
Wow.
And that's it, bro. I was just telling, the crazy shit. I can I curse? Sorry. I said,
You already
I'm
did.
sorry.
So if you can't, you did. If you can, you did. Go ahead.
So one of my goals, and you guys can hold me to this, is this is probably the last year where I'm gonna be like just going at it. My goal is just to be lazy, man. Just to I'm looking for a house now, and I want to have a nice basement, and I want to just have a bunch of toys and stuff, electric scooters, four wheelers, the big TV. I was in a game. I haven't played games in years. I was asking about the PlayStation and the Xbox and what's the difference. Like, I just want to be a big kid with my kids and just enjoy my life, man. That's all I want to do is just have fun with my family and have my income that's just steadily coming in because I did certain things one time that paid me over and over again for the rest of my life. And that's it.
Wow. So, and let's just make it clear. I sent this dude a whole rundown of what we're going to be talking about. I got some questions lined up. We ain't hit none of them questions yet. Like, I knew this would be just conversation. Like, this is what we do. I knew it would be conversation, and all of his stories, all that he's pouring in and the value that he's adding to the RKL experience is making me come up with what we're going to talk about next. But you mentioned something that had me thinking. Out of everything that you've done, what would you say this lifestyle has afforded you most that you could not or did not do while working a 9-to-5? And if I'm not correct, you at a point you had 2 jobs.
Yeah.
You were working 2 jobs.
And I'm doing promoting that night.
and promoting that night. So with this lifestyle of being an entrepreneur, what are some things that it has like allowed you to do, either family-wise, self-wise, that more so? Because I know just working a 9-to-5, most people work that 9-to-5 to pay their bills first. And then whatever's left after is for leisure, and most times it's not a lot. What I'm understanding from mentors that I've had and following you and some of our mentors that we follow, it's the opposite. We pay our bills with what's left, but we have savings, we have leisure, we have everything else first,
Investments.
and then get the bills. So it's like a flip. So for you, like, what are some of the things that you have been afforded with this lifestyle that you could not do working just normal jobs?
I think my answer is probably going to be a lot different than what people expect me to talk about.
Okay.
Because I think right now they're probably going to hear me talk about like the things I'm able to do, like the money I'm able to spend or whatever, the things I was able to buy. But it's really not that for me. So what it is, I think about my neighborhood, right? And every time, I'd still take the train. I take Metro North, like to where I live, because my license suspended due to a DWI years ago, right? But every time I'm walking towards my neighborhood from the train, it's a sense of peace. I live in a beautiful neighborhood.
Yeah.
There's no garbage on the floor. It's a very, very family environment. Everything looks brand new. Every building around has amenity. I live in one of the luxury buildings. You walk inside my building, it looks better than a hotel. You know, and every time I walk, I get this sense of peace. And I always talk to my mother about this, and I say, you have to live in an area, and you have to live in a place where you genuinely feel good. It does something for your mental state.
Yeah.
It does something for, like, I think it just does something for you. You know, like, it's good for your health to live in a great place.
Yeah.
Right. So I remember, and why is this important to me? All of my life, all of my adult life, I felt like I had to sacrifice in one area everywhere I lived. It was even like a nice house, a bad neighborhood.
Okay.
A good neighborhood, small apartment. Like it was just always something wrong. And this is the first time in my life, because of the things that I've been able to do, where the area I live, it answered every single checkpoint on the what's it called, the index card that I created. So a few years ago, I created an index card, and I was tired of moving. We moved like a bunch of times. And I wrote down everything that I needed this place to have when I moved, and it answered every single checkpoint.
Wow.
So the one thing that's afforded me to do is to live in a beautiful neighborhood, that my kids that could play and enjoy safely and feel like, man, they, when they see certain things, they're not used to like poverty. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's that. The other thing that it's afforded me to do is to be present. So my kids, every event,
Let's get it.
whether
Let's
it's
talk about it.
every event, every doctor's appointment, every school meeting, every Zoom meeting that I need to get on, they never say their parents are not there. Like, it's always like we're always present, and that's, for me, that's what it's afforded me to do. You need to make a lot of money because money buys you time. When you make
Can you say that again, please?
you need to make you need to make a lot of money because money buys you time. Money affords you to do things that you can't do because you don't have the time to do it. You see, like when you had a job, like you might have the money to do something, but you don't have the time to do it because you have to be at work making the money. Most people, right? When you talk about the word freedom, right? So, some people have time, some people have money. Like, you ever reach out to those people and you're like, yo, man, let's go here. And they're like, yo, I can't do it. Why they can't do it? Because they at work. So they can afford to do it. They just don't have the time to do it because they spend all their time at work. But then you have the people that they're always available. Every time you hit them up, like, yo, bro, I was waiting. I wanted to do something. But then they can't afford it because they ain't got a job. They ain't got no money. Right? So then you end up hanging out with yourself. So having true freedom is having time freedom and financial freedom at the same time. And that's what it forces you to have, true freedom.
So this is crazy. I did mention that we have a whole script that we didn't even tackle yet. But this gentleman right here, and I got my phone right here, I want him to read my next question. Y'all heard him talk about freedom, right? This is I don't know what camera they're looking at. Y'all heard him talk about freedom. Bro, can you just read number 10 right now? Like, on air?
Right,
number
cool.
10 right there.
Let's make sure I can read.
Okay, you know what?
Freedom, ? Is it really a thing? Like, can people really become financially free with the plan that you have tailored?
Like I said, I had a whole script, all cameras. but I just knew this would be more of a conversation. I knew this would be more organic. Just because I know Jay Dinkins, I know what he has to offer. I know the value that wherever he goes, wherever we are, it's always a fact of how can I leave this place better than when I came here? So whether it's giving somebody a good tip, like we've been to good restaurants and he's pulled out a good tip, whether it's just coming in and just, asking people about their day or whatever the case may be. So it's crazy how you just segued into my next question about freedom. Because we hear it all the time. We hear people say financial freedom and time freedom. Um, but is that a real thing? Like, can that really be attained with this new lifestyle? Because let's be honest, if you work a job 9 to 5, or some people 9 to 9 or whatever, freedom is limited. You got to answer to somebody. You got to clock in hours. Your time is limited. Your time with your family is limited. But with this lifestyle of learning a new skill, learning how to be your own boss, learning how to work for yourself and your family, would you say freedom is a real thing that could be attained? And if so, can we give that first play? This is the play. Can we give that first play, if so, of how to go about attaining that freedom?
Yeah, freedom is a real thing.
Okay.
And I think this is why for the beginner entrepreneur, right? Because that's who I really want to speak to. This is why digital marketing is so important.
Yeah.
You have to find a way to make money online, especially with the world that we have right now. You see, when you can create something that you put effort into one time, and you can make money over it over and over, and you can have certain systems in place, then it doesn't require your time. You're earning money, but it doesn't require your time. And if you're able to earn a great living and, do what you want with your time, then you have freedom.
It's a win-win.
Right? So I'll give you an example. If I'm being completely honest,
Please.
We're recording this podcast right now. I had to do a webinar right now. I'm literally playing a recording of a webinar from last week right now in the back. It's playing right now, so they think I'm on live.
Right now.
This is
It's
happening right
going
now.
on right now.
In that recording, I'm going to give them some instructions. At the end, there's going to be some people that say, I want to purchase. They're going to take the steps, and the whole system is in place. From when they purchase, they're going to get emails. They're going to get directions. They're going to know exactly what to do. They're going to have videos. They're going to have courses. They're going to have everything is already in place. Which means I literally can take my time and spend it the way I want doing this podcast, and my money's still not affected. And it's all based on a system that I created one time that's in full effect, right? So you need to create digital products. So when we talk about putting a play, I talked about one of the plays earlier, but if I want to talk about expanding that play, you want to, create as many digital products as possible. So when you go on, let's say you went and created that course. I told you to go on Canva. I told you to go on Zoom, right? When you create that course, it might be a person that's out there saying, all right, cool, what else? Or it may be a person out there saying, I'm not like you. I don't like to record. I don't like to be in front of the camera. Cool, create an ebook. You go, you take all the information that you wrote down, you go to Fiverr.com and you get an ebook created, right? You want to take it a step further. Once you get that ebook created, I want you to send it back to another person on Fiverr.com. Pay somebody like $100, have them read it, turn that ebook into an audio book. Now you have that ebook on a certain platform, right? So let's say you have it on like a platform, like I love ClickFunnels, right? You definitely want to have it on a funnel, by the way. But let's say you have that ebook on a funnel, and now when people go to buy that ebook, and let's say you're selling your ebook for like $47. By the way, you want to do it with the 7 because when people see 7s, they like average down instead of up. So instead of doing like $49.99, do 47, right? $49.97, those type of numbers, right? And with a 7. So basically, let's say if you had something like $47 for an ebook. Now when they went to go buy the ebook and they're going to check out, the best time for a person to spend money is when they're already spending money with you. They're more likely to spend money when they're already in the process of spending money. So if they're going to buy an ebook for $47 and they see that you have an audio book as well, and they have an option to buy that audio book, which is usually also $47, but now they can get it for $17, they're gonna say, you know what, let me just add that on. Now every single person who comes to buy your ebook, they're also buying your audio book. You're selling 2 products by pushing one. And now you want to take that a step farther. Guess what you can do? A step further, you can also start your own mentorship, right? And there's people thinking to themselves, well, I don't know if I could do a mentorship. Like, why would they want to learn from me? Listen, anything that you accomplish, you are qualified to teach people how to do. If I successfully went out and got one Airbnb in 1 month, I'm qualified to teach people how to get one Airbnb in a month, right? So you can teach that. Will people pay you? Absolutely. So guess what? You take the same, whatever that process is, whatever you called it. Maybe it was, 3 steps to get in 3 Airbnbs in 3 months. That just sound good, so I said it that way.
Three,
right? 3 steps to get in 3 Airbnbs in 3 months. So your mentorship, your ebook, your course could be called 3 steps to get in 3 Airbnbs in 3 months. Your ebook could be called 3 steps to get in 3 Airbnbs in 3 months. Your audiobook can be called that. You can start a mentorship teaching how to get 3 steps to get in 3 Airbnbs in 3 months. But what's the difference between the course, the ebook? What's the difference between all this stuff and the mentorship? Well, with the mentorship, the big difference is now you're going to get me. Now for the next 3 months, for the next 90 days, when you pay me this money, I'm gonna walk you through what you need to do when you call in a property, what you need to have in your unit, how to list your property. Like when it's time to find properties, I'm gonna be there with you. When it's time to call, I'm gonna tell you what to say. Like for 3 months, you have my number. You can connect with me. I'm gonna be your person. Like I'm helping you do the same thing, but now I'm on you.
Wow.
You get what I'm saying? So now when you have this type of system, and you have all these different ways that you're bringing in income, and once again, I'm telling it to you in a certain way on purpose.
Yeah.
I'm literally still talking about one process. I keep referring to Airbnb, but I probably, since we started this, told you about like 6 different ways you can get paid. But I'm still only talking about one thing. So imagine everything that you did in your life, you turned into 6 different ways to get paid. So maybe you start in Airbnb, you start making some money. You start having the ebooks and all the stuff happening. You're making good money there, and you say, you know what? I want to start an event space business. So now you go get an event space. But now you do the same exact thing. You turn the event space to a course, to an ebook, to a mentorship, and now you get exactly. And then you go start a tour. You go get a car. Say, I'm gonna put some cars on Turo. Then you do the same thing.
Wow.
And then I didn't even talk about all the affiliate money you can make once you create a program. There's so much affiliate money that you can have coming in every single month, and and you don't even have to do nothing. It's businesses that you don't even own, but every single person in your program, they have to do it. I'll give you one, right? So if somebody started,
Give us
Airbnb,
one. Give us one.
I'll
Hey,
give you
Mr.
2.
Affiliate. Give
right?
us 2.
So let's say if I'm teaching Airbnb, I'm coaching people on Airbnb. Chances are, if they join, they want to get an Airbnb. Am I right or am I right?
Yeah, right.
right? So chances are they're gonna have to put it on the Airbnb platform. Am I right or am I right?
Yes, sir.
So guess what? Through Airbnb, there's an affiliate link. You can refer them. So every time somebody becomes an Airbnb host, you can actually get paid. So now if I have an Airbnb program, it's only right that I use my Airbnb affiliate link for all of my students that's gonna come in. I teach them how to do Airbnb, and I say, hey, here's how you go become a host on Airbnb. And now every single time I'm getting paid $300, $400, $500. Right? But guess what? What do I also know? I also know that every single Airbnb host, they're going to need insurance. There's insurance companies out there like Proper where you can actually become an affiliate. And now when the Airbnb hosts, they go and post their new unit, they need insurance. Now they go through Proper, but they use your link. So every single month they make a payment, you get the payment. I could take it a step further because most people who need to go start this business, guess what? They want to monitor their credit. So there's credit like Identity IQ, where you can actually become an affiliate. So all people that's monitoring their credit, they can use your affiliate link, and every single month they make a payment, you getting paid too. So, and everything I'm telling you about, I want y'all to realize something. Everything that I told you about, you don't have to own anything to make money off of this. So I'm literally teaching you how to make millions of dollars, and everything I showed you, you don't have to own anything to make it.
I'm just, I don't know what camera we at, but I'm gonna say it again. You do not have to own, with all of the plays that just were laid out. Listen, Bill Belichick, listen, Phil Jackson, Pat Riley, all of the plays that were just laid out. You don't have to own anything. Lord, what's the saying? All good things must come to end, but we're not ending just yet, because what you've laid out for us today on the top of the new year is getting somebody into their resolution that they started. You know, a lot of people, sometimes we start things many times and we don't know how to. We have the idea, I want to. A lot of people, I want to lose weight, but they don't even have a gym membership. I want to get my mind right, but they don't even have, books in their house or even like an Audible account for audiobooks.
Right.
What you've laid out today was actual tangible plays that you don't need to own, that you don't necessarily need to have buku money. Remember the saying, buku money, to get started with. And I just think that it is super dope because you've done it. Like, I saw a post that you made, like I said, and he's gonna share his social media, but I saw a post that you did, and it said, I forget the year, but it said, in such and such year, I was down and out, I didn't have too much, I was broke, XYZ. And then these are the steps that I walked. I walked these steps. This is what I did. And now, God has opened doors that I didn't even know that could be open.
God did.
God did. Shout out to DJ Khaled. But I think it's super dope. So before we get out of here, not can you? I'm telling you, you need to share your social media, your employee exit plan. Just share all of your handles with the audience so that we can tap in with you and see what you got going on to help us further what we need to get going on.
Yes, sir. Once again, before we end, I just want to say thank you. I appreciate you. For all those persons listening, thank you. I appreciate you taking your time to actually listen to me. If you want to connect with me, the best way to connect with me is through Instagram. My Instagram is at the J Dinkins. So that's THEJ, D as in David, I, N as in Nancy, K, I, N as in Nancy, S as in Sam, the J Dinkins. You'll get a lot of other scam pages. Just make sure it's spelled that way. I only have one page. So listen to me. I want to say this right now real quick. If you reach out to me on my main page, ask me if the other page is me, you just reached out to me on my main page. So chances are the other page ain't me. All right, I'm just letting you know. So that's my Instagram, the J Dinkins. All the information you heard me speak about today, the great thing is I made a commitment to add value, ongoing value throughout the year and far beyond that. So I actually do free master classes. Yes. I do them pretty consistently. The only time I don't do it is when I have another obligation. But even if I have another obligation, I do a replay like I'm doing right now at the same time. So you guys can always tap into that at www.employeeexitplan.com. All right, www.employeeexitplan.com. No matter when you're watching this, no matter where you are, you can go ahead to that site. The directions are pretty simple, and you'll get free access to my masterclass where I kind of break down all the things that I've been talking about in depth.
Yo, wow. Like, when I had, the first episode in mind and I knew I wanted you on, I had no idea it would be this epic. You've shared things, you've shared plays that people paid thousands, tens of thousands of dollars for. Let's just keep it candid. But you shared it because, one, the relationship that we have, and two, the fact that it works. Like, you're a walking and living testimony of everything that you talk about, which for me, it's just a super, super dope. It's a super dope time that we're in, 2023. Like, why not start with a play? For those who their job is not cutting it, or you want some more income, or whatever the case may be, we're laying out the play today for you here on the RKL Experience. It's your boy Ryan. I got my boy Jay Dinkins in the house. Hey, Mr. Affiliate.
Yes.
It's been an honor. It's been a pleasure. We're humbled. We're grateful. Cheers. Take care.
Much love.
Till next time. Peace.